Hello, welcome back. It's been a while. I looked at one of the last times that I had, I think, a follow, and that may have been even before I even kind of had a little bit of a break there, which was, my goodness, more than 2 weeks ago. Time sure has flown, and we'll kind of talk about probably kind of what happened, but I just wanted to kind of ease back into things with a nice, simple, and relaxing game here. So let's go ahead, put a quick pause to that music there, and then perhaps get everything switched over here. Now, there is another thing as well that is very exciting, and that is that during that sort of little mini break there, um, changed my layout. So this is the new look that we are going to have for quite some time. Uh, but let's go ahead and get started. Just gotta, computer's all the way over to the side. Get switched over here, and then let's pop this up. Hopefully, yeah. Oh, goodness. Face capture go crazy, but that's okay. It'll correct itself eventually. This is definitely going to be a one-shot, and I am planning on beating it all the way to the end, which takes about 2 hours. So we'll get going from there. Just gonna wait for this opening cutscene to go through. Oh my goodness. I'm so glad I caught it. Quick, music. There we go. uh, it'll come back. It'll come back eventually. I don't actually look around that way, do I? I can use the right stick. Okay, good. Just do some nice little walk in here. A little bit of a jump. Ooh. Yeah. Maybe we'll get a little bit of a boost. There we go. We've got quite a journey ahead of us here. Get to the top of that mountain. Let's get started. Okay, so only the circle button actually does anything, really, it would seem. I don't know why anybody would use these tilt controls to move it. This doesn't make much sense. Step, 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 step. Oh, there we go. I'm building out my cape. I see. over here and grab these guys so that we can get a little bit of a boost. Fly through the air there. Yeah. I'm definitely glad I chose this game because definitely want a little bit more of a peaceful one. But y'all. Ooh, tuck and roll. Combat roll, go! Anything over here that's worth noting? Doesn't look like it immediately, but maybe up top. Nope, nothing that I can tell. So let's go ahead and do the next logical thing and head down. There we go. I think we're gonna head over to this little area over here. Oh, we got more flight power now. Perfect. So graceful, so majestic. So that's where we want to go. Oh, well, thanks for the raid, Risa. I hope happy birthday, by the way, as well. I saw the tweet right before we got started here. I guess the only other place... Oh, yep. Up we go. I hope everybody's having a good day as well. Oh. Hey, Risa. I don't know if you heard, because I got the notification perhaps well before you got here, but happy birthday. I saw the tweet right before I got started, so that's awesome. Yep, I hope that you're having a good day. And thanks again so much for the raid. There we go. Whoa! That was... the... Rip Morrow, thank you so much for the follow. I have played through this game before, and I do really enjoy it. I don't know, obviously, if it's been kind of a while since I've had a stream, and so I wanted to kind of do a nice and peaceful one, because things have been a little hectic lately. But no, Journey's a great one. You can say Reparmo? Reparmo? Reparmo. Reparmo. Thanks again. Yeah. The I is in French. Ah, I see. Yeah. No, I've wanted to learn some new languages. I did a little bit of Japanese and Spanish for quite a while, but French was one that always sounded very intriguing, especially because, at least with English, some of the like the UX for like do, or just some of the ways that it's kind of written out. In English, it's pronounced totally different, so I definitely appreciate the pronunciation assistance there. And I saw that Risa was interested in perhaps teaching people French, so I might need to hit you up on that if that is still on the table, because at least getting some basic knowledge would be pretty cool as well. But yeah, no, it's unfortunately been a little bit of a while. And again, there's no like, you don't necessarily have to, obviously, if it's still on the table. Because I did see that that was something you had posted out there a while ago. Here we go. Oh, okay. Unlocked them from the cages. Nice. Yeah, no, I'm definitely looking forward to um, any streams that involve that as well, just because it's always cool just to have people kind of take the initiative to learn another language rather than the whole, learn my language type thing. Unfortunately, I feel like it's kind of a part stereotype, part necessarily not false, unfortunately, that a lot of tourists will go to, specifically United States tourism, will go to other countries and just be like, why don't you speak American? That kind of thing. So, always cool when everybody's like trying to help people communicate, because especially with VTubers, there are a lot all over the world. Obviously, most of the ones you see, I want to say, speak either English or Japanese to some degree, but definitely really cool to start seeing more kind of like, let's learn a language streams. Fly. Although interestingly enough, when my wife and I went to Italy eons ago, back before any of the lockdown stuff was happening, a lot of places we went to spoke a fair amount of English, just because of the tourism alone, which is a little unfortunate. I was trying my best with some Italian, but we were surprisingly able to get through quite a bit of Italy without any Italian. Although, favorite part of kind of that whole experience is we went to Florence, and while we were there, the first night, there was nowhere to stay anywhere in Florence. The entire place, the entire city, from hotels, Airbnbs, hostels, everything was booked, and I do not know why. Well, back when we first were going, we had no idea why, but the last 2 days we were planning on being there, completely fine. So we ended up staying in a place kind of nearby called Tavernelle. And when we first got there in Florence, we got on the bus system, and it was described, actually the hostel that we were staying at was described as being just outside of Florence. It was about 30 minutes outside of Florence, which I guess technically is okay, but you have to think that it was just like the winding hills of Italy, right? And so my wife's getting car sick, and we finally get to Tavernelle, And the directions to get to the... Oh gosh, I forget that you turn this in. How's that? With the directions to get to the place we were staying, said get off at stop number 11, right? And so... That's cool. Anyway, it says get off at stop number 11. And so we're going, see stop 1. And mind you, the bus signs. Ooh, this little person. Hello. Let us help one another. But the stop signs were really worn down, right? Or the bus stops. And so it's really hard to read. So we get there and we're like, what does that actually say? And when we get there, the bus stop 1, we're like, cool. And I see bus stop 2, I'm like, cool. And I see bus stop 7, I'm like, Then I see bus stop 5, and I'm like, okay, maybe I gotta pay attention here. And then I see bus stop 9, I'm like, okay. And then I see 10, I'm like, cool. And then I see 12, and I'm like, where is 11? And then we start driving a lot. And we keep driving, and we go back into the hills. And I looked at my wife, and I'm like, I think we completely missed our town. And we end up going all the way to Bologna is where it takes us. And we're there, and we're kind of freaking out because the guy's not actually able to speak English very well. And it you know, none of the Italian, you know, hey, here's a quick little study guide to ask on like where to go to the bathroom and stuff like that. Nothing's gonna be like, I missed my stop, how do I go back? To that level of detail. So we tried our best to explain like Tavernel and stuff like that. And what we essentially were able to learn is that it was a round trip bus. And so it goes from Tavernel to Bologna, and then from Bologna back to Tavernel, then back to Florence. So we got very lucky. And you know, we're back in the hillsides and stuff, and we basically say to ourselves, first stop we see, we are getting off in Tavernel, and we'll just find our way from there, because it was a small town. And so, you know, we get back to Tavernel, we get off, and we look up, and it was stop sign number 12. We're like, where's stop sign number 11? And we look across the street. It was like the last stop right before leaving the town. And because we didn't know that, the bus just blew right past it. So we're like, great. But this is where the whole, like, we didn't really get a lot of English speaking in this town, because it's not like people go and they're like, oh, we're going to go to Tavernel, right? They're like, I want to stay in Florence, or I want to stay in Bologna. So we get off, and clearly we are tourists there. And so there's this old Italian woman, and she's walking away, and as she's walking away, she's kind of yelling, but only because she's like kind of distant. And in Italian, she's basically trying to say, you know, we can only imagine, like, you want to go this way, like this is where you want to go, right? And like helping us out, but we understood none of it. But she's just like, hey, go over here, go over here. And so we go, and we finally found it. But it was such a long ride, and my wife was not doing well with the motion sickness because of how bad it was. And we gave it another fair shot when we went to, oh god. Is there a way to actually turn off the motion controls? Options? A little bit. Camera default, inverted Y, inverted XY, inverted X default. Okay, we have no option. I'm just gonna have to hold the controller kind of steady here, which is fine. Anyway, the next thing we essentially do is the next day we go to Florence. We start that part of that trip, and we were going to take the bus back and forth every single day, and we had just the 3 days in Tavernell. But on the bus ride over, we're like, well, see, it was a bus. We wouldn't have been able to sleep. They would have kicked us out back in Florence with nowhere to stay. Anyway, which actually brings us to another story that I'll bring up in just a moment here. But anyway, nope, stop. We can go faster if we go together. Anyway, we, on the bus ride over, are like, we can't do this every single day. It's too much. Like, the traffic, it's so long. Like, she was physically ill, and so we went and stopped at a park on the way there. And when we did, this park. And when we did, there we go. Oh, come here, friend. We booked a hotel in Florence for the next 2 nights. Well, basically an Airbnb, but we booked a hotel there. And so when we were at the Airbnb, so this is a little bit of a rewind in the story, we ended up talking to some people that also were tourists. I think we had some people from Canada, etc. And they said that the whole reason that Florence was booked out the first night that we were there was because there was a Radiohead concert, and so the entire city went crazy and the entire city got booked. So as far as the concert, it wasn't just a like, oh, huge ticket sales. It was apparently the entire city got booked up. So that's the whole reason there was these issues. Oh, the what? Yeah. Come here, friends. Let me ride you. Anyway. So yeah, so that was kind of the Florence stay. And it was just very funny, because when we got there, it was this Italian woman just trying to help us the best she could. And we had no idea what she was saying. Thanks! This is actually technically Design 2.0, because the first design, apparently the files for it didn't save correctly to like make edits. And I wanted to make edits for, where's my friend? I'm lost. Oh. Oh well. Hey, what are you doing all the way over there? Anyway. So, yeah, this is technically 2.0. Because the original model didn't save. To be able to make edits, I could use the model. Thank you for filling it up. Alright, let's go. Ooh. And so, when I was making the second model, I'm gonna be a little bit more in depth with the design. So, this is the result of that. But thank you very much. It's very appreciated. Fly, fly. So that takes us to story number 2 in Italy. This is in Rome. And so in Rome, what ended up happening is we had another Airbnb. And oh, these little guys are back. We get there, and the guy's like 10 minutes late letting us in, Nothing crazy, but we were getting a little worried because we're just like, where is he, type of thing. And so we end up getting checked in, and it was so incredibly nice. Like, It looked like a hotel room. It had a TV. It had its own room. There was like a kitchen space area, and there were some other guys there as well, but, you know, it looked like we had checked into a hotel, and so it was really awesome. Because everything else until then was like spare bedroom, etc. And so, I guess we're gonna have to climb the mountain here. And so all we do, because it's in Rome, right? We place down our bags, and we go explore. We see the, and I always hate this, but it was, I think, the Pantheon or the Parthenon? They are both so incredibly similar, but one's in Greece, and I should know the difference, but I unfortunately do not. Anyway, we go see that, we see Trevi Fountain, and with Trevi Fountain, there's a thing where you can like throw a coin over your shoulder and make a wish, and so I'm like, haha, I'm gonna do that, and I did. Come to find out that I did it wrong. I was supposed to throw it like with my right hand over my left shoulder behind me, and I threw it with my right hand over my right shoulder behind me. I was like, oh, okay, well, you know, what bad is gonna happen, right? I'm not actually gonna get bad luck, am I? So we we go back to the hotel, well, the Airbnb, and my wife's taking a shower, and I am laying in bed, and right for, oh, escape, my friend. And right before, there was these blackout like boards, right, so that you can block out all the sun. And so I close them, and as I close them, a mosquito flies out. Now, mosquitoes love me. They will like bite through Kevlar and steel in order to suck my blood. And so I see it fly away, and I'm like, oh god, I'm getting bit at least once tonight. And I'm sitting there watching some TV. I don't understand any of it, but enjoying myself. And all of a sudden my right arm starts feeling really itchy. I'm like, God, did it already get me? And wife gets out of the shower. I'm like, hey, does this look bad? And she looks and she's like, ooh, yeah, no, it looks like the mosquito already got you. And I'm like, ah, great. So we go to bed, and I'm just itchy all over. Like, you know, my right arm, my left arm, my face, my feet. I'm like, God. Oh, yep. Let's sit down together and meditate. I'm like, God, what? How the heck is it getting underneath the blankets? And so I climb out of bed. And my wife's like, hey, you know, what's going on? I'm like, I'm just gonna take a shower. Like, I need to, like, get rid of this itch, you know? And she's like, yeah, okay, I might do that after you. Allergic reaction? Well, it gets worse. We're sitting there, and I'm like, okay, I'm gonna take a shower. Is it okay if I turn on the light because you're already awake? And she's like, yep. And I'm like, okay, cool. I turn on the light, and I see something moving on the wall right behind her. And I squint, and I'm like, and then I go, and I'm like, and she's like, what? And I go right behind her, and I point to the wall. I'm like, do you think this is what's getting us? Now, to preface her reaction, she had already dealt with something like this before, so when she saw it again, she freaked out. She gets up, and she looks at the wall, and she's like, it's fucking bed bugs! And we have the lights on, of course, rip open the blanket, and they are everywhere. Like, it's insane. It was like an infestation, and we're like, oh my god. And then we look, and it was so bad. Now, I also reacted pretty badly because it got me on my face. They bit me 15 times on my face alone. And so that was at least 5 of them, right? And then you have on my right arm, my left arm, my legs. And so for the rest of Rome, I was essentially swollen. So if you don't know, if you haven't experienced it, which thank God, bed bugs apparently, because she did a lot of research when she was having problems with it a while ago. They do what's known as a breakfast, lunch, and dinner. So they bite you 3 times, and they're right next to each other. So it goes 1, 2, 3. So that's a telltale sign. And so I reacted kind of bad, to the point where my entire face was swollen. And I looked like Rocky at the end of Rocky, where his face was swollen. And so, you know, we have all these bed bugs, right? And we're freaking out. And we literally, because it's like 12 o'clock at night, you know, probably even at the end of the movie. Yeah, at the end of the movie. Well, you know, where he's all swollen, he's like, you can't see out of his eye. That was me. So, like 12 o'clock in the morning, we literally pack up our bags, and we are walking around Rome like, hopefully something is open, and we can just check in. There was nothing. And so we end up going back to the Airbnb. We sleep in the kitchen, and we make sure that there's no way that they can get to us. And we end up checking into a different hotel, like an actual hotel, for tomorrow. And I'll cut the second part of that story pretty short, but basically the second hotel was really nice. They let us check in early. The people that were going to check out were running a little bit behind what they were kind of experiencing. And they're like, you know what, if you want, you can go into the like higher end room for no extra charge. And we're like, thank you. And they're super nice. Like, we go and we crash, because we basically spent the entire night in the kitchen of the place we were staying. And so we crash, we wake up, we're walking by the front desk, and they're like, hey, you know, is everything all right now? And we're like, yeah, no, thanks so much for, you know, accommodating, doing all this great stuff. And they're like, okay, cool. Now about getting paid. And they literally let us sleep there and wait until we popped out before even asking about payment. So that was at least the start of the good stuff happening. But yeah, no, that night was so bad. I mean, the only, I guess, other nice thing about it is we ended up, hopefully I can make this, we ended up staying outside for part of it. Oh no, I wanted to make my little thing longer. I guess not. And there was this bridge that we stayed at, and we watched the sunrise, which is really nice, because we got like no sleep. Oh, maybe. Fly up. Nope. But yeah, so that was that story. Oh, here we go. I hope you guys are ready for perhaps my favorite part of this game. I'll try to make it as cinematic as possible. Just gonna go through here, here. Yeah. Was it a story that I would want to relive again? No, but definitely a story. Yep, every time. It's just so smooth. All the colors. The music. Here we go. Drifting around the big rock. I'm definitely planning on doing an Abzu playthrough as well, which kind of does the same thing. Oh, there's another person down there. Just like the copper colors and stuff. Hello, friend. Thanks. Kind of float on down. Abzu? Yeah, Abzu, it was not made by the same people, but it's played almost the exact same way, where it's just like you're exploring, but it has to do with the ocean, so it's the complete opposite of this, I would almost argue, which is really cool. But yeah, that's a fun one as well. Oh, and obviously it kind of tells the story a little bit in between. Oh, so they were fighting over, because they were connected, and they're like, no, we are going to be separate. We're going to have machines. So sad. Yeah, have you guys been able to go on any fun and exciting trips? I don't know, recently probably not with everything that's happened, but even prior, just anywhere nice that gone to that's been a fun experience. I wonder if I'm gonna have somebody new load in, or if it's gonna be the same people's. But yeah, so I'm definitely planning Abzu, and I think another game that I might start playing through is the Uncharted series, because that one's also very cinematic, and so I think that would be a fun one to kind of play through and do stuff with. On the easy difficulty. The crushing difficulty, I don't know if you've ever played that game or seen people play it on crushing. It is ridiculous. Oh, hit the wall. Ouchie. Still getting used to having such a long cloak. Ooh. Thanks for rustling those guys up. I'm sure you have. I mean, even a story of like, you know, just going to, you know, countryside, or maybe visiting like a cafe or something that you haven't visited before that had a really nice location. Oh. But I'll definitely try thinking of some other stories that I have as well. I'm unfortunately trying to avoid saying the same ones that I have said before, because I don't know which ones I have not said in on stream. Let's see. Oh yeah, this part. Here we go. It's almost like underwater. Oh, even the colors make it look like it's underwater. That's cool. Jellyfish. I guess we'll tell that story next. When I was younger, this will be a quick one. When I was younger, at the beach, and my cousins and I were kind of jumping in the waves. You know, wave would come crashing down, we'd turn our backs and like jump up, let the wave kind of pick us up a little bit. And while we're doing that, landing by boat, getting sick, That's normal. I used to not get seasick, but lately I've gotten seasick on like boat rides and stuff, which is unfortunate. But that's cool. Yeah, so we're in the waves, jumping up and down. Hello, friend. Oh, looks like it's just me in this part. And all of a sudden I start running and screaming back to shore. And my cousins were like, "The heck happened to him?" And they look, and there's like a plastic bag floating in the water right where I was. A jellyfish had stung the back of both of my calves, and so I go running and screaming back inside, and ouch, 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 ouch. Yeah, so yeah, it kind of scared me too a little bit. It's like those little white things are you telling the story and then this happening. Yeah. And that's when the jellyfish attacked. Well, if we're setting the mood, because this is a little bit creepier of a section, there was a time back in high school that I really got into reading scary stories right before bed. And so there's this one night that I was reading scary stories from like the internet, you know. And oh no. So that's what was happening. They were being eaten. And I'm reading this scary story. And you know the sound of electricity? The like... It's totally real. And the power lines outside make that sound because it was kind of a windy night. Oh, dodge. Can I not move forward from here? Oh no, it's not letting me go through. Okay. Oh, there's a person here. Thank you. We're gonna get through this together, man. Bye. Alright, yeah, we should probably fly through this. Right here, buddy. Fill me up. Fill me up. Fill me up. Fill me up. Oh god. Run. Run. No! Buddy! Ah! Oh god. Run. Hide. 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 Ah! Oh, I took some of my cape cloak. I know. Fill up, fill up, fill up, fill up. Quick, over here. There's a little refill thing. The story will have to wait. I bet that one's gonna come alive. I bet both of these are gonna come alive. Maybe just one of these? No? Okay. And so electricity sound happens outside, and the lights go out. And ooh, dodging skills. Oh god. Go faster, go faster, go faster, go faster, fast, 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 fast. Oh. Thank you. Okay. So I'm sitting there. Meanwhile, I'm in the reading the scary stories. Power lines go out, and I'm like, well, this is where I died. So I have my laptop. I turn the brightness up all the way to full, and I turn it around and I'm scanning the room. And I'm like, all right, something's gonna pop out and kill me. I gotta get ready. And nothing happens. the lights come back on, and I still wait, because I'm like, this is what happens. They, like, pretend to scare you, and then they make you get into this false sense of security, and then that's when they get you. So I wait about, like, 2 or 3 minutes, just like, alright, I'm ready for you. And nothing happens. So I go back to reading. And that's when, in my brother's room, a couple rooms down the hall, I hear, you know, screaming, like really loud. And I'm like, well, he's being murdered. And then it stops. And I wait, and I wait, and then he starts doing it again. And I'm like, okay, he's fine. I go to sleep, and I wake up the next morning, and I see him. And I'm like, what the heck happened to you last night? And he's like, what do you mean? And I'm like, you were screaming, what happened? And he says, oh, I got a cramp in my leg, my calf. It was real bad. Like, but what about the second time you were screaming? He's like, oh, that was the other leg. So, the cramp was the monster. Yep. But yeah, it was just such a perfect timing of events, because I'm reading scary stories, the lights go out, and then right after that he's like, and I'm like, good lord, what is happening there? And he's like, oh yeah, no, it was a cramp. Pretty bad one. Yeah. Well, now we're into a less scary part. It looks more like climbing, so we'll actually go and talk about another story that had to do with climbing. Another little journey that I had taken. And so one summer, I spent about 2 weeks in Peru, and it was with my class, and it was kind of like a summer kind of exchange program, but not really. And one of the things we did is we went to Machu Picchu. And so we get there. We didn't quite climb it, per se. There was a bus. You can take a climb, but it takes several hours. And so we did the bus riding option. And so, oh, I see. We get to the very top, and Machu Picchu was really cool. They had like an amphitheater, and now mind you, when they built this, they didn't have like the technology to be able to like observe it from above, and it's pretty much at the top of the mountain, right? And so they built the entire city in the shape of a condor. So from above, it looks like a condor. It's really, really cool. And they have this amphitheater, and it's like, I don't know how we used to be so smart as a like species, because the way it was built, it actually projected sound on top of this mountain. So you can go and you can like clap. When you do, it like echoes and stuff. Really, really cool stuff. And they had llamas up there that were just kind of chilling, an alpaca. But Machu Picchu was one of the cooler parts of the Peru trip. We also did a couple nights in the Amazon jungle. Not necessarily like actually camping. There was like a little resort type thing that you could do. Well, it wasn't like a resort. It was just like huts that had these nets over them. And that was really cool as well. But yeah, no, Machu Picchu. Oh, we're gonna go over there actually to get more of a little cape here. Oh, is there more cape over there? Or is that something that we're gonna find out? No. No, it is not. Okay, yeah, no, not there. I'm glad these jellyfish are helpful and not necessarily the kind that are going to destroy me. Let's see, what other mountain... Oh, okay. Another climbing story. This one is a little more intense. So, in the area that I live, there is this mountaintop called Flat Rock. Ooh! Big story. We're gonna read this one real quick. We need to watch a series with a serial killer. Went to bed in the night. Oh, okay. We're gonna read this with like a storytelling voice as well. One evening, I watched a series with a serial killer. I went to bed, and in the night, I dreamed that he sticks a knife in my ribs. I wake up screaming because I felt the pain. I start to panic because I was in real pain. I couldn't breathe because it was so painful. And I couldn't move from my bed. I called my mother to help me, and the next morning, I went urgently to my physiotherapist, and he explained to me that it was intercostal pain. Oh my gosh, I am so sorry for you. I am so sorry. You were like, am I gonna die? And he was like, nope, it's just the muscles between your ribs. Yeah, no, my wife had the same thing happen to her. I feel so bad for you. And the worst part is, it's like, there's nothing you can do because you have to keep breathing in order to live. And it's like, well, am I ever gonna stop hurting? And it's like, eventually. But yeah, no, you just kind of like tore the muscles in between your ribs, sort of, dude. And it's just like, ah, that sucks. Dream the pain was horrible. Yeah. No, that's crazy. Talk about a coincidence too. Like, because I know that there are certain things that will affect you from like the outside world. Yes. We could just wait and hope everything will be okay. Mm-hmm. Ah. Thought I had it. Oh. Come on. Fly. There we go. We made it. We made it. Yeah, but back to the climbing one, and thank you again so much for the story there. Intercostal pain, nothing fun about that, but there's this mountain range climb in my area called Flatiron. It's not a flat climb at all, and so we get there, and my wife's been wanting to do it for a while, and she's like, yeah, no, this would be a really fun climb. We'll do it, and then we'll take some nice pictures. And so we get started, and it was really cool because we're walking in this pathway at the base of the mountain, and it's fairly leveled ground. You know, there's the crunching of the dirt, you know, beneath our feet and stuff. And as we're walking among the brush, and the morning sun is just starting to peek up over the mountains, we look over, and there's actually a couple of deer that are running around. And so we got to see them, which was really cool. And we're like, hey, this is going to be a cool hike, you know? We weren't prepared. So we start climbing. And, you know, we get to the base of the mountain. There's clearly a pathway. And as we're climbing up, there's like this ravine area that, you know, on each side, the walls just jut straight up, and we are climbing, and you can see where like the rainfall has like cut into the mountainside. Do I have to do a big one? Or maybe it's just... Oh, okay, nothing here. So we see where like the rain, you know, cuts into everything, and we eventually get to this part, and we're seeing people climb down. So they started even before us, which is insane. And we get to this part where it kind of levels out. The path starts winding through the mountainsides, and somewhere along the line, because the path is not very clearly marked or labeled, we go off course. We're no longer on the correct trail. We're no longer on any trail. And we are literally on the side of a mountain, you know, going across, and beneath us there's all this loose rubble and like pebbles and stuff. And with each step, you know, we're starting to slide down the mountain. And we're like, okay, we see some people over there. We think that's going to be the trail. So we're like slipping and sliding down the side of this mountain that is on a path that's not clearly marked at all. And, you know, it is very much possible, just given the terrain, that we could slide the entire way down in not a fun fashion. And like, there's all these bushes and stuff, there's some cacti, and we eventually get back on the trail. And that's when we continue climbing. And, you know, we're weaving in and out along the side of this mountain wall. And then it starts to narrow. And we eventually get to a literal wall that you have to climb. Like, it's not even like steps or anything. You essentially have to climb this rock wall in order to progress forward. And so I help my wife and I like push her up and she climbs over, and then I'm very tall. I'm like above 6 foot. And so I just kind of like, and I'm up. And I'm super tired because I'm not very athletic in normally. And we start going off to the right. And there's some more like higher mountain peaks, but we actually got to the top. We got to the top where everybody hikes to, and this is where the name comes into play. It's a flat plateau, and so that's where the flat iron, or the flat part of everything, kind of gets its name from, the moniker. And we sit up there, we had some sandwiches, there was like signs of people having camped out there before, you know, fires that had been put out. And we sat up there for a little bit, and then we made our way back down. Now the problem was that part of it was having to rock climb, but down, and we had no gear. And so I basically went down first, because the wall itself was probably only about 8 feet. There we go. Thanks for the assistance. And so I had to go down first and basically help my wife climb down. So I basically caught her a little bit. Just made sure she didn't fall. And we start making our way back down. And we get lost again. Not nearly as bad, but the path was just not marked at all. And so, oh no. It was twice that we got lost on this trail, and I've only done it the one time, because it's that bad. It's very tough as far as climbs are concerned, and kind of dangerous too. Like, there were some parts where people had spray painted, but like to say like, oh yeah, here's the trail, but it wasn't nearly as marked as it should have been. This is the cold part. Hello. Hopefully the friend notices me. I'm gonna wait behind here while this... Oh no, it's so cold I'm losing my flight powers. Hey! We can help each other. Stop moving, please. Oh boy. There we go. Yeah, so that was that hiking sort of experience. I wonder if I have experiences with the snow that I can kind of go over. Because I don't think I've done any hiking in the snow. Oh god. Go. Nope. No! Okay, quick. before it's too late. We'll keep each other warm. There we go. Adventures that I've had in the snow or snowy weather. I don't usually like snowy weather, so that kind of plays against any major stories that I might have. Let me think, though. Because I want to say there's at least one that I have that... was a good one. Thanks for the assist. Here we go. Snowy weather, snowy weather, snowy weather. Yeah, no, I can't really think of anything that was too crazy. The only one that I can kind of think of, not really a crazy story, but this one that I had fun with. Have you actually played this game before, or is this your first time kind of seeing it, as far as gameplay-wise? Let's look at a little mountainscape here. Ooh, warmth. Whee! PS3, some years ago. Yeah. It's a fun one. Oh, gotta go this way. Now that we got my warmth, let's go this way. I wonder how long the warmth is gonna last. Doesn't look like too long, so let's oh, that could have been disastrous. Oh, there we go. I know, I got so close to falling. Oh, this game makes me want to play Uncharted so bad, because the opening scene is basically Uncharted 3. This segment is like Uncharted 2. I don't know if you've seen any of that gameplay there. Oh, this part. Yeah, this part's real sad. Oh, look at the moon. Come on, fight it. There we go. There we go. Really a little bit of flying here. Oh, don't want to get seen. Quick. Oh no. Oh god. Metal Gear Solid. Always wanted to play this game. It's definitely a fun one. If you ever see it on sale, definitely recommend it. It's just one of those games where you kind of play through because it's really relaxing, you know? I know, it's very close. I think I have to go this way. The music's not really helping as far as like, oh no. Oh, it's gonna be distracted. Run, little one. coming? I don't see it. Oh, there it is. Quick. Oh yeah, I think we're safe. Dun 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 dun. I'm surprised the winds haven't picked up. Oh. Speak of the wind. Oh no. That's what's in the ground. Dude. Quick. Hide, 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 hide. No. Oh god. Oh god. What have you done? Ah! Ah! You okay? Oh, that hurt. Ouch. Oof. Oh no, not again. Not again. There's no way we can hide from it too. Is it gonna go after me or him? No! Oh god. Alright. We're gonna get this shit together. Come on, buddy. We can do this. I'll be your support. Let's fly through. We can do it. Just gotta go together. Come on, you and me. There's a little hidey hole over here. There we go. Let's fly. There we go. I know. He was throwing away like piece of paper. Paper basketball. Alright, we're almost there. Just gotta fight through this wind. Oh no, he completely lost his cape. I still have some of mine. Hi, Shaw. I don't think you're supposed to have any by the time you get to this part, though. Or at least the next major part, you're not supposed to have any. But yeah, back to the snow story that I got distracted by because we entered a sneak mission. I took my dog up to the snow one time, and she had such a blast. She loved it. We had a little puff jacket on her, and she was jumping around, having a grand old time. But yeah, thankfully snow is something that I don't have to necessarily live with, and I can drive about 2 hours up north, experience it, and then leave. Have to go, kind of tired, got work tomorrow. One of my friends, ooh, well, definitely get some sleep. Again, I very much appreciate it. I hope you have a good night's sleep, and a good day at work tomorrow. Yeah, it was very cool to meet you as well. I hope you have a good night. Thank you. Alright, I'll scout out ahead and make sure that it's safe. What's over here? A wall. Oh no, I'm so cold. Covered in ice and snow. Oh gosh. Oh, I see. Oh no, I'm not gonna make it. Oh, I made it. Go down. And hide in this corner right here. Yeah, no, this part is a lot of timing. No, get over. Oh, thank you. It's cold and unforgiving terrain. So scratch. Just enough to go and over. Here we go. There's the top of the mountain. We're so close. Oh gosh. I will say, while this would be terrifying in real life, I absolutely love it in this game. Because it's like so intense. And like the lighting and the terrain. It's like climbing Mount Everest. Alright, we can make it. We can make it. Ah! Ah! Can you find the grip? Come on, push on. Oh god. It's like I'm in a raging ocean. Just see the waves going crazy from left to right as far as the eye can see. Getting close. I'm sure there's gonna be some sort of... Ah, the music's dying down. We made it. It's just maybe gotta find some shelter. Just so we can warm up. It's right there, guys. Is it really cold to you? Oh no, it's starting to move a little slower. And the screen's starting to go white. Wonder if I'm gonna be able to make it. Ah. Looks like the mountain's gone. I wonder if I was actually even close to begin with. Maybe I'll just take a little rest. And then once I'm done, I'll get back up. And we can keep pushing forward from here. Just a little rest. Hmm? Oh. I wonder how long I was asleep for. Oh, these are the people that helped me along before. Oh, I got a cape. Oh, wow. A big cape this time. Here we Go! We're getting to the top of this mountain. I've gone Super Saiyan. Oh, the best part. Oh, it's just so beautiful. It travels through the gates. Brings us back on our journey, crossing the bridges. And then going down the sand dunes. Going up the waterfall here. Wow. I'm almost at a loss for words. Miniature ride? Yeah. Here we go. There we go. We made it. We made it to the rare Starbucks on the top of the mountain, and now we can get our venti coffee so that we can warm up. I've been waiting ages for this. I even have my gift card. Bet there's nobody even in line. I'll get right to the front of the line, and I'll be able to take all the pictures and post them on Instagram, and I'll get all of the likes, and they'll be like, "Whoa, I didn't even know there was a Starbucks on top of the mountain." I'll be like, "Yeah, it's not. It doesn't do very good business, but it's definitely worth it." We're about to get there. we're about to open the doors to the world's tallest Starbucks. It was worth it. Oh, it's beautiful. It's so incredibly beautiful that we can't even see what the inside looks like. It might be the lights are too bright, but still. I don't even need to see the boards. I know exactly what I want. I want a venti kappa frappa chappa lappa dappa doo. Like I'm just imagining there actually is a Starbucks on the top of the mountain, and I get there and it's like super crowded and super popular, and the other side of the mountain has like a road leading up to it with like a shuttle service, and everybody goes there. Yeah. And I like collapse on my knees. Oh, I get it. So I got to the top, and that shooting star thing that I saw at the very beginning was somebody else, kind of ascending, essentially. Aww. What a great game. Kind of short, but still a great game. But yeah, so I get to the very top, and I collapse because the Starbucks is actually really busy, and they're like, oh, I'm sorry, you actually need a reservation before you can even order anything, and the wait is 5 years. I'm like, what? Like, yeah. Wait, did you take the hiking path up here? No, like because you know originally I saw the picture on Instagram and they got a bunch of likes, and I'm like, I want a bunch of likes, so I made this huge journey to get there. And they're like, yeah, no, after we became really popular, we decided to build a road and then have a shuttle service to get people up here because people were dying to get up here. And yeah, I'm sorry, you're gonna have to wait a little bit before we can take your order. And that's when I died. And my spirit is now going back to the very base of the mountain. Because I'm like, I can't believe it. I can't believe that I went through that entire journey to get a venti kappa frappa chappa lappa doo, which is only at the top of the mountain. They don't serve it anywhere else. And my spirit just died. Or we can go the good ending. And there was actually nobody in line, and I got my venti kappa frappa chappa lappa doo. And I was so happy that I died, and now I'm going back to the base of the mountain. Well, we can, whatever ending you guys prefer. We'll go with that. Ah, I still die. Yes. In either ending I die, but in one ending I die happy, in the other end I die very sad. There is no ending where I live. Also, I definitely want to thank everybody who worked on this game, because it's incredible. Like, obviously, you know, it's a kind of a quick one, because we were able to do it in about under an hour 30. Oh, I wonder if those are actually people playing the game right now. I think it is. It's such a great game, so I definitely want to thank everybody who actually like worked on this project and, you know, made it a thing, because there's not a lot of games that have just kind of like exploration with with, you know, no combat. I mean, obviously, you know, there's the don't get caught sections, but oh, it's such a beautiful game. Yeah, no, I think that's an actual person that's playing the game right now, but I'm not entirely sure. I wonder if this company went on to make any other games. Let's find out. Oh, so these are the people we met. Thank you very much for assisting me on my journey. Basevolution. Who you aren't. That's very true. The the bear 211, and then we'll I'm not entirely sure about that last name. But thank you very much, you four, for helping me on my journey to get through this beautiful game. I think that's it. Yeah, no, new journey. So cool. I think we'll do one of two things. We might either take a quick break, or we might end stream here. We'll see. At the very least, I'm gonna take a little break so I can get some water, do a little bit of stretching, and then we might switch to a completely different game, obviously. Maybe a rhythm game just to play through a little bit. What I kind of want to do even tonight is just play through Abzu tonight. And so for right now, I'm just gonna do a quick pause, and then I'm gonna decide if we're gonna switch to just another random game in the meantime, and then we'll go from there. But again, thank you and everybody for kind of stopping in for the first part of this journey and sticking around. So we'll be right back.